Hello everyone, it's Igcse.science.notesz Z. Basically this is the second video from the same playlist, which is basically quick revision on the Cambridge O levels and quick introduction to the human biology course from my own notes, which is basically we started from this chapter. We've covered this full lesson last video. Now we're doing the alimentary canal. Okay, so before we start, let's just rotate this. Let's go. Ingestion is the first keyword. Ingestion is the taking of substances, for example, food and drink, into the body through the mouth. So the act of putting the food into the mouth, okay? And then when you put the food into the mouth, you start actually breaking the food, right? So when you start breaking the food with your with your tooth flan, this is the it's called mechanical digestion, which is the breakdown of food into smaller pieces without chemical change to the food. For example, you have a piece of bread. When you chemically digest, it's also still piece of bread, but like pieces, so you just broke it down into smaller pieces. Chemical digestion, which is when it gets mixed with other chemicals such as salivas, for example, enzymes and stuff. So it's the breakdown of large piece, which is insoluble molecule, into small soluble molecules. Okay, and then there's the absorption, which is after you start, when you finish digestion, the absorption happen is that the movement of small food, of course, finish digestion in the mouth. Absorption is the movement of small molecules and ions through the wall of the intestine and into the blood. There happens diffusion stuff. We're going to talk about it later. Now the assimilation. The assimilation is the movement of digested food molecules into the cells of the body where they are used, becoming part of these cells. This is what I was saying. They start actually getting into the body. Then there is digestion, which is the ingestion is taking in, digestion is out, which is the passing out of food that has not been digested or absorbed and as feces through the anus. There's that diarrhea, which is the loss of watery feces, which is loose watery stools there 3 or more times a day. And there's the outline. There's that question, which is outline the treatment using oral rehydration therapy. 1. Drink fluid with a small amount of salt and sugar dissolved in it. 2. There is that disease called cholera, which is very important to know. Cholera is a disease caused by a bacterium. Okay, and there is main regions of the alimentary canals, for example, the mouth, salivary gland, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, containing the duodenum and ileum, pancreas, liver, gallbladder, and large intestine. Large intestine contains 3 stuff: colon, rectum, and anus. These are the main regions of the alimentary canal. Talking to more details, mouth is the first thing we mentioned over here, right here, mouth. So starting with the mouth, it's the place where the food enters the alimentary canal and digestion begins. As you've mentioned earlier, mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. And then there's the salivary glands, which is also found in the place of the mouth. It produces saliva containing amylase. Esophagus is a muscular tube which moves ingested food to the stomach. The stomach is a muscular organ where digestion continues. There's also something called pancreas, which produces digestive enzymes, and there's the liver, which produces bile. There's the gallbladder, which stores bile before releasing it to the duodenum. There's the small intestine, which contains the ileum and the duodenum. Small intestine, ileum, where digested food is absorbed into the blood, and lymph. A lymph is basically a colorless fluid containing white blood cells which bathe the tissues and drains through the lymphatic system into the bloodstream. It's used to act like a filter against microbes, wastes, and toxins, also used for absorptions of fatty acids. There is that small intestine, which is the duodenum, where food is mixed with digestive enzymes and bile. Large intestine is basically colon, rectum, and anus. The colon, water. Rectum, feces and stored. anus, feces leave. So large intestine, colon, where water is absorbed. Large intestine, rectum, where feces are stored. Large intestine, anus, where feces leave the alimentary canal. There's also the bite size. You can find it in the glossary, and it's not really that important. So it's just like if you want to go through it. As I mentioned earlier, as I mentioned earlier here, that the cholera is not sure if it's that important till now, and in both syllabuses, but cholera was important somehow before. So let's just like talk about this. Cholera bacterium produces a toxin that causes secretion of chloride ions into the small intestine. So it's really easy. Cholera, chloride. Into the small intestine, causing osmotic movement of water into the gut, causing diarrhea, dehydration, and loss of salts from blood. These are the points with pardon. We covered some and we did not cover some. So we covered ingestion, which is taking substances, mechanical, chemical, absorption, assimilation, egestion, diarrhea. Yes, cholera. We mentioned, we covered all these points, exactly all. Not sure. Okay, let's do also mechanical digestion, which includes the teeth as well. Since it's a quick revision, it's 2022 syllabus, so let's go. There are types of human teeth. There are 4 types: incisors, canines, premolars, and molars. The tooth has 2 anatomical parts. The crown of a tooth is the part of the tooth which is covered with enamel, and this is the part usually visible in the mouth. The root is the part embedded in the jaw. It enters the tooth in the bony socket and is normally not visible. The enamel, which is basically the hard outer layer, they say when you brush your teeth too much harshly and stuff, the enamel starts like falling and stuff. So the enamel is the hard outer layer of the crown. Enamel is the hard substance in the body, in the whole body. So it's like very bad when there is the, when you do not brush your teeth, and then there's that insect stuff. I don't remember its name. So there's also the dentine, which is not as hard as the enamel, forms the bulk of the tooth, and can be sensitive if the protein of the enamel is lost. It hurts so much if the enamel got lost. There's the bulb, soft tissue containing the blood and nerve supply to the tooth. The bulb extends from the crown to the tip of the root. Then there's the cementum, the layer of bone-like tissue covering the root. It's not as hard as the enamel. The teeth cut and crush food, and the pieces are mixed with saliva again, to form a ball of food called a ball. So this is basically done in the mouth. Then there is the dental decay. This was the one I was mentioning earlier. Dental decay is used by a coating of bacteria and food on teeth. The bacteria are respiring sugar in the food, producing acid which dissolves the enamel and dentine. And to dissolve enamel is it's very hard and dangerous because it's the hardest thing in the whole entire body. And the dentine is like very, very, very hurtful, So if you don't want this to happen to you, brush your teeth twice a day and with fluoride toothpaste, and floss your teeth daily. Fluoride helps protect your teeth, and brushing and flossing your teeth prevents the buildup of food particles and plaque. If you visit your dentist, you can read this. Basically, it's just like ways of not to happen this for you, We're done. So we're done with mechanical digestion and alimentary canal in this video, and we've done animal nutrition in the previous video. Next video we're doing digestion enzymes, and this will be the end of the really quick revision in Cambridge O level and introduction for human biology, and then we're gonna start in the pretty new course of human biology from the very, very beginning, inshallah. Have a nice, great, amazing day.